Hello everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, Starseed Astrologer and Spiritual Messenger from SacredSoulEmpowerment.com. Here to do your weekly intuitive reading for Monday, June 14th through Sunday, June 20th, 2021. I can't believe this month is already flying by as fast as it is. So for this week's intuitive reading, we're going to be using the Gilded Tarot deck by Barbara Moore for the main message for everyone. And your special message card this week, depending on your stone of choice, is going to be coming from the Lantern Oracle deck by Angelina Mirabitu. So just a reminder that we're now over halfway through the month of June, this month that had a new moon solar eclipse. And this week we're going to be talking about Saturn squaring Uranus, which is a pretty big deal. Of course, that follows that full moon lunar eclipse we had. So you'll want to make sure to go onto my YouTube channel to watch the monthly intuitive reading for the month of June, because there's so much happening and going on with changes and redirections and realigning our souls with our true path. So you'll want to make sure to watch that, and complete with all of the astrological transits of significance, the energetic vibration of the month of June, and special messages depending on your stone of choice for that. So let's go ahead and take a look at our stones of choice for this week of the 14th through the 20th. So these are all special intention pendants. I don't think I've used these for a few weeks. Seems like it's been over 2 weeks anyway that I've used my special intention pendants. So here we have a powerful obsidian arrowhead. Okay, now a lot of you might know that Native Americans would carve the obsidian into arrowheads, and that's what they would use, in their protecting of their communities and whatnot. But this particular powerful obsidian arrowhead is wrapped in silver, as you can see, and it's been Reiki charged with the vibration of the master number 22, which is the number of proper use of power on the earthly plane. It also has infused into it through Reiki the qualities of Pluto, planet of transformation, and transmuting your own shadow side and lower vibrational energies. The element of earth for restoring harmony to the root chakra and being grounded, and the guidance of our Native American ancestors of the light and the energies of Archangel Michael, Archangel of protection, and the removal of lower vibrational energies and negative attachments. And so again, that's the obsidian arrowhead. The second stone of choice is this beautiful, see if I can hold it up here and say it right. This is Kambaba jasper. So there's a lot of different kinds of jaspers. They come in all different kinds of colors. I don't know if you can see that this one is green with black kind of inclusions in it. Now, this one is a particularly dark, earthy kind of green colored stone. And the Kambaba jasper here is wrapped, as you can see, in gold wire, and it's been Reiki charged with the vibration of master number 33, which is the vibration of the Great Mother energy, or Earth Mother Gaia energy. The qualities of the sign of Taurus, which brings calm and peace and a connection with the nature realm. It has infused into it through Reiki a connection to one's heart chakra, which opens us up to love and connection to the ancient life energies of our ancestors. It also has infused into it the planet Jupiter, the planet that brings abundance and prosperity and expansion, in this case to one's business, and Archangel Michael, or sometimes called Archangel Michael's energy of protection, as well as Archangel Raphael's energy of peace and healing and tranquility. And then our last pendant of choice here, this one, is charoite. Charoite comes in a beautiful purple color. You can see there's some inclusions of black in there, some cream colored inclusions. This is wrapped in silver. And this beautiful and powerful charoite is Reiki charged with the vibration of Master number 11, number of the Lightworker and the Visionary, as well as Master number 33, number of Christ consciousness and selfless service to humanity. It has infused into it the qualities of the sign Scorpio for transformation and deep emotional healing, the balance of the heart with the crown chakra to open one up to higher unconditional love of the universe to share with all of humanity, and Archangel Raziel's energy, the Archangel of alchemy, divine magic, and psychic abilities, as well as Archangel Michael, Archangel of courage and leader of the Lightworkers, and Saint Germain, the Ascended Master of healing with the use of the violet flame energy. Okay, so that's a lot to choose from, some really good ones here. So again, we have the obsidian arrowhead, Native American arrowhead. We have the Kambaba jasper. And then we have the charoite. Okay, so let's go ahead and start by talking about the astrological energies of significance for this week. So as I said, we had our new moon solar eclipse last Thursday. So first of all, how is everybody doing? You know, we had a lunar eclipse in May, the second half of May. We had our solar eclipse last week. And so that in and of itself has been some pretty intense energies. Endings, new beginnings, completion of a phase of life, getting ready to initiate another one. Those eclipses happened in the sign of Sagittarius for the full moon eclipse, Gemini for the new moon eclipse. Those are signs that deal with our thoughts, our ideas, our perceptions, our belief systems. So it's a lot dealing with the mental realm and how we see something, you know, think about something, perceive our lives, perceive what's going on, and communicate that both with ourselves and with other people. Now, it could be that things are shifting already. You might already feel and experience some of the shifts and redirections that are happening because of these eclipse energies. But as I've mentioned before, probably in last week's or in the monthly video as well, that these changes and redirections that are initiated via these eclipses can last for several weeks to come and even some months to come. The next set of eclipses are not until November and December of this year, so we might see changes unfolding in our lives from these eclipses until then. But probably you're going to see most of the intense part of that change being initiated within probably 4 to 6 weeks from this particular video, from this time. So this week, we start out with, on Monday, and I think I talked about this in last week's video as well, because it's such a big deal, I give you a little heads up. But on Monday the 14th, we have Saturn challenging Uranus. Now, Saturn rules karmic lessons. Saturn rules restriction and limitation and delays and, you know, these lessons that we're supposed to be learning in this lifetime. That's why he's called the, you know, Lord of Karma, or the bringer of karmic lessons, or the teacher of karmic lessons. Saturn also helps us to restructure our lives. He helps us to own our own inner authority and take charge of our life. And he's a planet that helps us with manifestation energy. But he does rule the third dimensional paradigm of energy and the systems and institutions that have been, you know, governing us or that we've been living under. And Uranus is almost the opposite of that Saturn energy. Uranus rules fifth dimensional energies, or the fifth dimensional paradigm, and future oriented, you know, expansion and innovation and creative intuition and where we're going as a people. Uranus rules freedom. Uranus rules freedom, change, redirection, sudden, unexpected energies or occurrences or messages that come in to redirect and realign us on our path. So Saturn is very slow. You have to have a lot of patience with Saturn, which is why he rules third dimensional time. Uranus is more like a flash of lightning. It's like a lightning bolt that comes down and crashes your world and really changes things on, on the snap of a finger kind of thing. So on Monday, these two planets are coming head to head in what's called a challenging connection. The square between them is a challenge connection. And this is the second time this year of 2021 that these two have gone head to head in the signs of Aquarius, the sign of the humanitarian, the sign of our hopes, dreams, wishes, coming together as a collective, coming together in collaboration in groups of like-minded people to create a better way for humanity. Uranus, on the other hand, is in Taurus. Taurus is a planet or a sign, that rules focus and dedication and patience and hard work and building something. It's moving through something with perseverance and determination and patience again to build or create something, in this case, the new way. Uranus wants to create this new and better paradigm of energy for us. So these two are clashing. It's like a push-pull energy between the past and the future. And it can cause, physically, it can cause us to feel tired or overburdened, or what I've been experiencing is just feeling exhausted and fatigued, but yet not really able to sleep at night. So, there can be kind of some energies of that nature on a physical level. Emotionally, it's stirring things up, old karmic, patterns of energy of sadness or depression or some of those other heavier emotions or feelings, so that we can learn what we need to learn from them and then release them, purge them, let them go. On a mental level, it's stirring up and shaking up our belief systems so that we're not so set on a certain way of perceiving or thinking about or believing in something, so that we can allow change or redirection in our own perceptions, thoughts, and belief systems to kind of come in. And then spiritually, of course, it's helping us to clean up and release some old karmic patterns, some old past life challenges of energies, whether they be within ourselves or whether we're playing those out with other people in our lives or maybe in our job or home and family. So again, this is the second time. Now, later this year, I believe it's December of 2021, these two will come together again in a square. And I believe even as we go into 2022, we'll have that continued theme. And again, on a larger collective level, it's helping us on a collective level to release or tear down those old systems that are no longer beneficial, are no longer supportive of the collective of humanity, that have been stifling us in some way or holding us back in some way from moving forward and evolving and stepping into this freedom, innovation, creative intuition energy that Uranus wants to bring us into. So we've been feeling that Saturn-Uranus square, even though it occurs on Monday the 14th, we've been feeling it building up for the past couple of weeks. And I have a feeling that as they come together on Monday, the effects thereafter and the days to come throughout the rest of this week and maybe into, the weeks after that, it's like, when you pull a bow to shoot an arrow, when you pull that bow, there's like a tension, right? But as soon as you let that bow go, that tension is released and that's when the arrow kind of moves forward and shoots into the air. It's going to sort of be like that. And it's like that in general with some of these astrological transits. As they come to a head, there's a buildup of energy. And then as they come to exact connection, thereafter is when we have kind of the aftermath or the force behind the transit, whatever's going to be occurring from those particular planets coming together. So I would suspect, again, that we've been feeling the buildup and we're going to experience the unfolding of certain situations and circumstances and events that have been, again, kind of in this building accumulation of energy phase. Okay, so on Wednesday, we have the Sun, which is in Gemini still. It actually, towards the end of this week, it's going to move out of Gemini. But on Wednesday, the Sun is still in Gemini. It's going to be in what's called a quincunx aspect or an inconjunct aspect to Pluto. Now, the Sun is our identity, right? It's our self-identity. It's our ego, our physical vitality, our our sense of creative self-expression and how we shine our light. Right now, with it being in Gemini, we're shining our light through information, messages, words, ideas, thoughts, communications, because that's everything that Gemini rules. When it comes together in this weird aspect with Pluto on Wednesday, I would feel that it's going to be about an adjustment of power, because Pluto is about power, rules empowerment. It also rules death and rebirth and transformation and regeneration. So there may, in fact, be some sort of death and rebirth or transformation, regeneration energies going on within our thought processes, within our perceptions, and the way we're communicating, both within ourselves and with other people. And I'm feeling there's going to be, again, some sort of need to take back our power, own our power, adjust our power within ourselves, as well as how we're exuding it out to other people. And again, a lot of that can be on that mental body level, as well as unfolding within events and circumstances in our lives. And then on Sunday, the 20th, we have Jupiter turning to retrograde motion at 2 degrees of Pisces. Now, Jupiter rules our belief systems, right? Jupiter rules our belief systems. It also rules the expansion principle. It makes things bigger. It likes to make things bigger. Jupiter also rules abundance, prosperity, blessings, good luck, good fortune. So he's been slowing down here for the last couple of weeks. And we've been feeling those energies of Jupiter in Pisces expanding and increasing, intensifying as he's slowing down. Now, Pisces is about unconditional love and compassion and forgiveness and selfless service to other people, and it rules the spiritual realm and things unseen or intangible. Now, in regards to our belief systems, I believe the energies intensifying might be those of, again, love, compassion, forgiveness, just really kind of expanding into that heart chakra of that energy. However, Pisces also rules illusion and confusion and delusion and not seeing things clearly or not being very focused or grounded. So Jupiter can also be expanding those energies in our lives. And again, with it slowing down to turn retrograde on Sunday, the 20th, we've been feeling an increase of some of these energies for the past couple of weeks in different areas of our lives. By the way, Pisces is very psychic as well. So it rules clairvoyance and all of the psychic senses and our healing abilities. So with Jupiter slowing down here, you might find that you're either in more need of healing or you are being called upon to exude your healing abilities, those of you that are in service in that way. This also can be, again, increasing your clairvoyance or other psychic or intuitive gifts with Jupiter slowing down here. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens over the next few weeks as Jupiter retrogrades in this sign. It is going to dip back into Aquarius, by the way, in a few weeks. And then it will be in Aquarius, for the rest of the year until it turns back to direct motion and goes back into Pisces towards the very end of this year or the beginning of 2022 is when it will re-enter Pisces. But for right now, it'll be in Pisces for a few days yet to come. On Sunday also, this is when the sun moves into Cancer. This is the summer solstice, everybody. So we're no longer going to be in that Gemini energy of the mental body realm. We're going to be entering the emotional body realm. We're going to be entering that realm of emotions and feelings and empathic ability and intuitive ability and home and family and caring for others and being responsible for those that we love. All those things that Cancer rules will be highlighted for the next month while the sun is there. So that's a little bit about the astrology for this week. Let's change our perspective, speaking of perspectives, and let's see what our angels and guides have to tell us for this week. Okay, so here's a reminder of your stones of choice before we get into the messages from our angels and guides. So for your special message card, we have either choosing the black obsidian arrowhead, or we have the, whoops, Kambaba Jasper, or we have that Charoite. Okay, so let's see what our angels and guides have to say for the week. Okay, so of course this first card came out as 2 cards, and the first card we have is the 5 of Pentacles. Okay, so the number 5 numerologically is about, it can be about a couple different things. One is that it can be about confusion and chaos and a lot of things going on at the same time, a lot of things needing to be juggled, wearing many hats. The 5 can also bring freedom or freeing yourself from something, innovation, networking. It can be excitement and adventure. In this case, the 5 of Pentacles in the traditional tarot, the Pentacle suit often deals with things on an earthly level. So we're talking about our career, our work, our money, our finances, our home, our family, even the tangibility of what's going on in our relationships. And the 5 of Pentacles can be about, again, some chaotic sort of energies happening, some change that is happening. The number 5 can deal again with change, freedom, redirection in our lives. So we have something is occurring here. Some sort of change is happening. It might feel like there's a little bit of anxiety going on or connected with this. A little bit of being unsure. Maybe there's a decision that needs to be made and we're uncertain about which decision to make or what choice to make. This can be where things are being shaken up a little bit. You know, the 5 can bring chaos. And so with a lot of things happening and going on all at the same time in different aspects of our lives, it makes it a little bit more difficult to make sense out of something or to focus on something, to stay grounded, and to make appropriate decisions. Again, we're in a 5 universal year for 2021 because 2021 adds up to a 5. And so this year is all about shaking things up and changing things and redirecting things and freeing ourselves from certain limitations or energies that seem to be holding us back. So here again, there might be something going on in your job, might be something going on. A lot of times this does deal with money and financial situations. This can deal with our sense of, again, being grounded or focused or stable within relationship or other circumstances in our lives. So whatever's happening, there's a shakeup that's occurring here. And I feel like we need to take a look at that second card to be able to figure out what that is. And I'm just looking at the imagery on this card, and we have a woman. She's holding a child here on one side of the card, and I don't know if you can tell, but she looks almost a little unsure, a little doubtful, maybe even a little fearful or anxious as she's looking at this gentleman standing across from her. Yet when I look at this, the gentleman has a slight smile on his face. So why would he have a slight smile, and why would she have sort of a frown of uncertainty? So it makes me feel like things that are being communicated or said or presented to you may not totally be truth. People might be not giving you all the information. Maybe they're holding back some information. Perhaps they're showing you or showing you something or saying something that's not entirely on the up and up. So whatever that is in your dealings with other people, I think that also too you should just use a little bit of discernment, not to be fearful or anxious or afraid, but just to protect what you have. You can see she's protecting her child, right? So protect what you have in your life and use discernment when dealing with other people and other events and circumstances that are happening. So let's take a look at the card that came out with it. Maybe it'll give us some more information here. Oh boy, we have the 10 of Wands. The 10 of Wands. So this is the last of the minor arcana of this suit before we get to the court cards. And so this is a completion card on some level, right? The number 10 is at the end of the minor arcana. So we're at the end of something. We're at the end of a cycle or at the end of an event, or we're near completion on something. The suit of Wands or the suit of rods is spirit, fire, creative, energy. And you can see that this person is almost, struggling in a way to carry these 10 wands. He looks quite capable, and it looks like he's doing an okay job, but he is kind of hunched over, and those wands are getting heavy on his back. So I feel like we've been carrying a lot of heavy energies, a lot of heavy burdens, perhaps. Now, this could be just that our physical vitality is down, that we're struggling to have enough physical vitality to move, to continue moving forward in the way that we normally do. This could actually be that we're feeling overwhelmed, or again, perhaps burdened by certain challenges in life, or that there's a lot going on and we're just really continuing to try to move forward, and it's just getting a little heavy. The energy is getting dense and heavy with all of this eclipse energy happening, the Saturn square Uranus as well. There is kind of a moon there in the background. It looks like a full moon. So I want to say that by the time we get to the next full moon, which is going to be in about just under 2 weeks, it would be 2 weeks from last Thursday. So before we get to the end of June, we'll have another full moon. It's not going to be an eclipse, but I feel like whatever is heavy, whatever you've been carrying, whatever is overwhelming, whatever change or confusion is happening, since this did come out with the 5 of Pentacles, that perhaps by the next full moon, you'll have some relief. You'll either have some relief, some clarity, some direction. That's also going to be, by the way, around the time that Mercury retrograde turns back to direct motion. So that can be part of the confusion and feeling overwhelmed as well, is that all the information is not quite there. There's miscommunication. There's things that need to be sorted out, maybe legally, since Gemini, where Mercury is retrograde in, rules the written word, the spoken word, all types of information. So I feel like by the time we get to that full moon at the end of June and Mercury goes direct, some of this heavy kind of burden or challenge energy that you are experiencing potentially should probably start to ease up a little bit. Okay, let's take a look at the next card here. Okay, so the next card is the 5 of Wands. So we have another 5. 5 is a prominent energy this week. And as I said, this year. So again, the Wands is the suit of the spiritual, our energy, our creative kind of inspirational energy. This card often can mean that there is some like competition types of energies with other people, or we feel like, again, you can see that there's 5 people. They each have a wand or a staff there with them. And it's almost like they're mock fighting one another, or maybe truly fighting with one another. But this is about, some competitive energies, or feeling like you have to protect yourself again. There's a lot, feelings of needing to kind of protect what you've built, protect what you have, protect your inner sanctity, protect your inner balance. So it's not just about protecting material things. It's not just about protecting family or money or your home, although those things, might be part of what's going on in your life too. But also, again, just protecting your own sense of balance, your own sense of creative self-expression, protecting your sense of, like I said, inner sanctity was a phrase that comes to mind, and that seems to be one that sticks. Now, there are butterflies here at the bottom of the card. So to me, right here's a butterfly, right here's a butterfly. Butterflies to me signal new birth, or getting ready to spread your wings and fly. You're coming out of this chrysalis phase, the caterpillar phase, and you're now moving into the butterfly phase, where you're spreading your wings, you're becoming beautiful, you're expressing yourself, you're showing your colors. And again, to me, it's like a new birth on some level. So that's a really good sign, and especially too, because we just had those 2 eclipses, it makes sense that we're going to be birthing a new energy. We just have to move away from whatever this chaos or confusion or challenge or this kind of feeling of needing to protect or defend oneself, whatever this is all about. And this can just simply be all that 5 energy of just feeling ungrounded and feeling unsure and feeling, again, confused as to what decisions to make or what direction to go. So look more towards the new birth, rather than getting caught in the chaos of the change and the redirection that's happening, which can sometimes be unsettling. Focus on the new birth that the butterflies are signifying. And even if you don't know what that new birth is, know that birth or new birth is happening in your life on some level, and just speak out loud that you're welcoming in the positive new birth of whatever spirit wants to bring you into your life. So let's look at the last card here. And the last card, ooh, I love it. Major Arcana 17. This is the Star card. So the Star card is all about our hopes and dreams and wishes for the future as we know it, and wanting to work towards those dreams, right? So it hasn't happened yet. It's not in our lives yet, but we're working towards that. We have a vision for the future. This is mostly what this card is about, is envisioning the future of how it is that you want to live your life, experience your life, live and experience yourself. And so with the Star card, it definitely is saying that whatever your hopes, whatever your dreams, whatever your wishes are, they can come true. And don't think small either. A lot of times it kind of reminds me of this image of someone reaching up to the heavens for the stars, reaching up into the sky. And it's about not settling, not compromising, not settling what your dreams are, not thinking small or expecting less than you deserve, or just settling for less than you deserve, but really truly knowing that whatever it is that your soul envisions, whatever it is that your soul dreams of, can in fact come into fruition. It just needs a little time. It needs a little attention. It needs a little bit of watering from spirit. This is kind of like the energy of spirit, this water. So we're nurturing our dreams through the spiritual waters. And we're using our creative vision. This person's third eye is all lit up. So we're using our creative intuition, our creative vision, our flashes of insight or illumination that the universe or our angels and guides are giving us. And we're moving towards this big and glorious kind of accomplishment, whatever that might signify for you. This dream is what we're working towards. Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look at your special message card depending on your stone of choice. So this is a deck. I don't think I've used this deck in a while. The Lantern Oracle cards. I'm going to give this a little shuffle here. And the first stone of choice was the Obsidian Arrowhead. So just giving that a shuffle and asking for the special message for the Obsidian Arrowhead people. What special message do your angels and guides have for the Obsidian Arrow people? Okay, this one's calling my attention here. And we have forgiveness. What a beautiful time for forgiveness. It says, hurt blocks our light. This is definitely Jupiter going retrograde in Pisces, right? Pisces is all about unconditional love, compassion, and forgiveness. And this might be forgiveness towards others in this lifetime, forgiveness towards others in previous lifetime incarnations, if you know about that. And we often repeat cycles from previous lifetimes with souls that we come in with again in some way, shape, or form, in some sort of relationship. This can also be about forgiveness towards ourselves. And you can see that, part of the card on one side here is like some darkness, some shadow, but she's clearly, she clearly has her head turned to or towards the light. She's looking towards the light and letting the light shine down upon her. And she's allowing the light of the universe, the light of Source God, to kind of shine down its unconditional love, compassion, healing, and forgiveness energies upon her. Let go and release of what no longer serves you. Let go and release and forgive others for what they may have done. It doesn't mean let them walk on you or continue to hurt you, but you can forgive and let go, and then create better boundaries for yourself. And forgive yourself as well. You don't need to hold on to any shame or guilt or any feelings of I should have done this, or I should have made that decision long ago, but I didn't. There's room for reminiscing about the past if that helps you process and move through the healing process. But we don't want to stay attached to the past because it's the past. And we must forgive ourselves for anything that we did or did not do, said or did not say, etc., as well as, again, other people. For, again, as it says, any hurt, whether that hurt is being aimed towards ourselves or towards others, it blocks the light, it blocks our truth, it blocks our dreams, it blocks us being able to move forward in the way that we desire, right? So love yourself, open up your heart chakra and bring that unconditional love of self to yourselves, as well as projecting that healing love, light, forgiveness energy out to others as well. Okay, and then for those of you that chose the Kumbaba Jasper, okay, special message for Kumbaba Jasper people, special message. This one's calling my attention as I open my eyes. And this one says, inner life. Inner life. And it says at the bottom, your inner life is a garden to be cultivated. Your inner life is a garden to be cultivated. So it has a feeling of needing to be more self-reflective, to go into contemplation, meditation more. And again, a lot of the intense energies, a lot of us would benefit. I'd say all of us would benefit from having that alone time, that downtime, to center, regain our composure, find that inner peace, listen to our higher soul selves, listen to the inner messages that are being showed to us or said to us or expressed to us in whatever way it is. We have this kind of ball of energy, if you will. It seems to be centered around the solar plexus chakra, or the lower three chakras even, perhaps. So we're dealing with matters of our own sense of confidence and inner power, which is the solar plexus, our creative self-expression, the sacral chakra, and our sense of security and stability, which is the root chakra. Those lower three chakras are sometimes difficult for us as human beings to manage. A lot of us are on a spiritual path, and we have open heart chakras, and we speak our truth for the most part, and we're, in meditation and connecting with our angels and guides. So our third eye chakra, our crown chakra to spirit, is opened up. But then it comes to those lower three chakras, right? The more human parts of our lives, I guess you could say, where we need to empower ourselves and own our power and be confident and creative and, passionate about who we are in our lives and feeling grounded and safe and secure. Those are more difficult to deal with. So I feel like, going within again, this inner life energy is to go within and tap into those areas of our lives where maybe we feel unsafe or unworthy or lacking in creative self-expression or passion, or afraid of our own power, or not confident in ourselves to make the appropriate decisions. That's where our inner life needs a little bit of tending to. And this woman is a wise old sage. She looks like she's done meditation practice for several years, and she knows that is what is needed for her to stay in a place of balance, to stay in a place of peace, to stay in her inner wisdom, and to have a sense of that higher knowledge, as her crown chakra here is kind of, lit up around there. So again, your inner life is a garden to be cultivated. So make sure you're taking time to tend to that this week and even in the weeks beyond. All right, and then for those of you that chose the Charoid, okay, special message for Charoid people. Special message for Charoid. I opened my eyes, but nothing was standing out to me. So, okay, this time this one over here is standing out. Okay, and this says strength of vulnerability. Strength of vulnerability. And it says, true power lies at the root of a perceived weakness. True power lies at the root of a perceived weakness. So, you know, it comes back to the first thing that pops into my mind is, again, speaking our truths. And for someone who maybe is more silent and maybe doesn't speak right off the bat, maybe they're more contemplative, and another person could perceive that as a weakness, that they're not speaking their truth, that they're not standing up for themselves, that they're not, you know, fighting the good fight and creating a verbal boundary. And they might think that staying silent or, you know, again, not communicating right away is a vulnerability or is a weakness, when in fact it's a strength. Because those people that don't, what I call knee-jerk react, you know, with their words, they're more wise. You know, they're kind of in a state of, what do I want to say, observation. You know, they're using observation, they're using self-reflection. You know, they're asking themselves internally the hard questions. You know, such as, again, silently asking themselves, why is this person getting a rise out of me? Why does whatever's happening with this person or in this situation, why is it frustrating me, causing me to lose my sense of self? But yet this is a silent process that they're going through, and rather than speaking something aggressively or assertively in response, they're just quietly observing themselves. They're quietly contemplating. And this is just one example. So again, the strength of vulnerability. True power lies at the root of a perceived weakness. So don't look at yourself and think, oh, I'm weak because of this, or because I'm not like that, or not like this other person, that this is a weakness of mine. In fact, it could very well be a strength. Another thing that pops into my mind are, you know, those people that make the greatest healers often have the deepest wounds that need to be healed. And whether those wounds are physical or emotional or mental or spiritual, you know, they're forever on a quest to heal their own wounds in themselves, but yet they've been through so much that they make excellent, beautiful, compassionate, selfless service healers to other people. And they can really bring that healing energy to others. And so again, is it a weakness or is it a strength? Now, what stands out, of course, are the red flowers and the red dress here. You know, that is the root chakra color. So again, we're dealing with our sense of security, stability, being grounded. And I want to say being grounded within yourself, being accepting about who you are within yourself. And you can see that she does look a little vulnerable, but at the same time, she looks absolutely exquisitely beautiful. So know that vulnerability can be and is beautiful. And don't judge yourselves for what you do or do not know, or what you have or have not done, etc., etc. And just allow that kind of root chakra energy. In fact, I would say it's a good time to focus on doing a meditation and focusing on the root chakra. Maybe wearing the color red, maybe eating red foods. You know, if there's something with the root chakra for you, with your sense of stability and security and groundedness and feeling protected and safe, if that's an area for you that needs to be healed, you might want to do some color therapy with that color. And this can be about gemstones as well. So we could use red jasper or red coral. You know, any of those stones that have that red hue to them could be very helpful and healing, as well as, again, foods or clothing, etc., etc. Okay, everybody. So I hope you've liked this weekly intuitive reading. Thank you so much for everybody that likes my videos, shares my videos. Please subscribe to the channel so that you'll be hopefully notified when a new video comes out. I'm not sure how YouTube has changed things a little bit, so I'm not sure if that's still happening or not, but you definitely want to be subscribed to the channel so that you can be a part of YouTube family of free weekly and monthly videos and messages coming to you from your angels and guides. Check out my Facebook page, Colleen Lemma Sacred Soul Empowerment. I have a lot of good things being posted there on a daily basis. Go onto my website and check that out. There's a shop page, a page to sign up for the newsletter, a page to watch all the videos that come out, and of course to see what services Sacred Soul Empowerment, or myself, Colleen Lemma, has to offer. So sending you all lots of love and light, everybody. Thank you for your love and support. I really appreciate it. And sending out many, many blessings to all of you.